Welcome back to my channel, everyone. Three tips here, and as you can see down in our anode filter basket here, most of the silver has been consumed, and all we have left in here is a bunch of silver cell slimes. If you look down in the cell, here is our pure silver crystal, and we're gonna call it here. I'm gonna shut the cell down, and we're going to harvest the silver out of here. We've only got about 0.2 amps going through the cell now, and that is because the filter has become clogged with the silver cell slimes. What I'm going to do is secure the power supply, and now we'll pull the anode electrode bar out of here. Next, I've got a container here. It's just a casserole, and I'm going to pull the anode filter up out of here and just set it in this casserole, just like that. I'm going to move this to the fume hood now, and we're going to start rinsing this. First, I need to make some room in this jar up here. I'll be adding this rinse to this silver jar. So I'm going to pour out the copper nitrate solution out of here. That's cement silver down in the bottom. This is my silver refining stock pot, if you will. I pour the waste solutions that contain copper into this bucket and save them. I have copper down inside this bucket to cement out any remaining copper that may still be in solution or other precious metals. The copper will cement those metals out for me. Here's our cement silver. Now what I'll do is I'll pour off this electrolyte into this jar to cement any silver that remains in here out onto that piece of copper in there. Alright, now what I'll do is I'll just fill this up with a little bit of distilled water, enough to cover the silver crystal, and keep it submerged in water. I've got some silver nitrate in this empty nitric acid jar. I use this to store my silver nitrate solutions until I'm ready to cement them out. I'm just going to add a little bit of this in now, and then we'll add a little bit of water because we want to dilute that solution down a little bit. Now I'm going to give this a stir. There's a piece of copper in there. I don't know if you've seen that. There it is, a piece of copper. And the silver in the solution will come out of solution onto that piece of copper. I'm just going to cover this up now. Set it back into the fume hood. We're going to take this and just set it up now that we've harvested the crystal. I'll just set this in here out of the way. It's still going to have a little bit of electrolyte on it. And what I'll do is I'll use the rinses from here to cement out more silver. Instead of trying to get every bit of electrolyte off of here all at once right now, I just leave it in here, add the still water, rinse it, and then add it to my silver jars out there as I cement the silver out of those solutions, because I need to dilute those solutions. And so I'm utilizing the distilled water that has a little bit of electrolyte in here still for that dilution process. All right, here is the last harvest that I did, and this is the pure silver crystal from the previous harvest. As you can see, there's some nicely shaped crystals in there, and what I'll do now is just put this up and save it. I may pick out some of the larger crystals that are in this batch here and sell them on my eBay store. We're going to filter the electrolyte out of the silver cell now. We try to get 2 runs out of this electrolyte. While I'm waiting for the electrolyte to filter, I'll go ahead and get this set up. It's a clean stainless steel bowl. Let's take this over and add it to the cell now. And now what I have here is 200 grams of pure silver crystal dissolved in about 500 milliliters of solution, and we're going to filter this. We're going to add this to the electrolyte to augment the silver concentration in the electrolyte. While I'm waiting for the electrolyte to pull through that filter, if you notice back here in my cement silver jar, there's some fume production going on. And what this is there was some excess nitric in that solution that I poured in there out of my plastic bottle. We can avoid that by consuming all the nitric in that solution before we go to cement it out. What's going to happen here is I'm going to needlessly consume copper due to the excess nitric that's in there. And if you look down here, that's some cement silver that I've rinsed all of the blue liquid off of, and it's ready to be melted into shot so that we can run it through the silver cell. Nice clear electrolyte. Looks real good. Let's add the rest of this now to our silver cell over here. Now I'll add the cover here. I've cleaned this off, scrubbed it real good, and rinsed it with some distilled water. I've got a fresh anode basket prepared here with a brand new filter. And so now what we're going to do is charge it with our impure silver shot here. I'm running out of the impure silver shot. So what we're going to have to do, I guess, is set up the gas-fired furnace and melt up some of our cement silver into shot so we can continue operating our silver cell. Now what we'll do is lower the impure silver in our anode basket down into the cell. We'll just drop it in there like that. Cover up the opening so nothing falls down in there. Stir it up in there real good. Make sure it's mixed up real good. Put the cathode connection on wrong. I gotta put it upside down here, right side up I should say. Okay, it should fit now. Now for the anode electrode bar. Alright, let's see. I think we're ready to fire the cell up now. Just place the anode electrode bar on the silver shot in the anode basket. Here we go. We're going to energize the power supply. And let's see, let's adjust our voltage here to 3.5. There we go. We got a nice current flow at 2.2 amps. Let's look down inside here and see what this looks like. It's going to be harder to see because the electrolyte is dark blue. That was about a 3-hour time lapse. And maybe what we can do is set the camera up and slow the speed down a little bit, and maybe get a longer shot of some larger crystals glowing in a future video. I guess this about wraps it up. The cell is up and running, and I just wanted to go through the cycle here a little bit with you. This is some sterling silver parts from candlestick holders and salt and pepper shakers and so forth, and that's the material that we start out with. What I do is add it to this jar, and then we put nitric acid in here, and we dissolve the silver down in this jar. Once it's dissolved, we run that through a filter here. That's the filtered out solids from that silver jar. It's going to contain some gold and platinum group metals in it. And then here is our silver nitrate solution ready to be cemented on copper. I'll add this filtered silver nitrate solution to a plastic jug here and store it in here until I'm ready to cement it out on some pieces of copper. And that's what I've got going on in this beaker right here. That's copper in there, and our silver is coming out of solution onto that copper. Once that reaction is complete, then what I do is I rinse all that blue liquid off of it, and I end up with 99 to 98% pure silver powder, cement silver. I dry it out, and then what we do is melt it into shot like this. And once we get it melted into the shot, I put it in the anode basket of my electrolytic silver cell. What happens here is we're passing an electric current through there. The silver and copper in that impure shot will dissolve. Any platinum group metals and gold will get trapped and left behind in the filter. But the silver and the copper travel and go down into the silver cell, travel through that electrolyte that we've got in there, and it plates out inside of that stainless steel bowl as absolutely pure elemental silver metal, just like you see right here. And so what we'll do is that will conclude the video. Let's cover this up, make sure nothing falls down in here. Thank you for watching.